Hey, happy Sunday. I hope you've had a good weekend. Mine's been pretty good. I haven't done a whole lot this weekend. Um, I did a little bit of just random stuff around here, but nothing crazy. So it's been a nice, restful weekend. I wanted to tell you about the insoles I got from the Good Feet store. You know, they have their three, and you have to wear them at different times depending on what you're doing. And you have to wear them for different periods of time every day. You wear them a little bit more every day. I don't want to jinx it, but since I got these insoles, I have had absolutely no pain in my foot at all. As long as I'm wearing them, like I'm supposed to, I have absolutely no pain in my foot. It doesn't matter how long I stand, what I do. I have no pain in my foot. It's crazy. So far, I mean, I know it's only been a few days, but so far it is working perfectly. My feet feel great. There's no pain in my foot at all. I cannot believe the difference it makes putting a piece of plastic in your shoe. But it took all the pain away. Like there's no pain. None at all. It is ridiculous. So I'm going to keep doing it and we'll see. It's funny because this is the most expensive footwear I have ever had in my life, and nobody can even see it. Like you can't even see it. Of course, there are shoes out there I could buy one pair and they would cost as much as these things here. So I guess it's all a matter of perspective. So, but I was at the point where I would do anything to take the pain away from my foot. It was so bad. It was seriously affecting my life. Like I would have to plan my day around how long it took to stand to do anything. Because if I had to stand very long, I wasn't going to be able to do it. Even if I'm moving, if I'm on my feet too much, I couldn't do it. Like, well, I can mow the yard or I can go to an exercise class. I got to pick. I can't do both because I can't stand for that long. So I thought I can't live like this anymore. So I was willing to give it a try. And so far, it's like there's nothing wrong with my foot at all. Of course, now if I take my shoes off, if I'm walking around barefooted for any length of time, it starts to hurt again. So it's not cured. But at least for now, as long as I'm wearing these insoles, I can walk pain-free. And for now, that is good enough for me. I will take it. I will take whatever I can get at this point. So, at least so far, it seems to have done the trick. And I will keep you posted on it. But, yeah, it seems to be working. So, I just wanted to share with you, just briefly, I got to get started on a video because this is one that I'm going to have to put the audio and video together and edit it, and it's going to take a while. And so, I wanted to get started a little early. It's like 7 o'clock in the evening. That's early for me. I wanted to share with you this thought I had in an exercise class this afternoon. And I've had this thought in this class before. I think mainly because it's on a Sunday. And I'm in this class and I had this thought, and I always just kind of have to laugh a little bit every time I think about it. If you've been around for a while, you know that when I was younger, I was in a cult. I consider it to be a cult, an abusive church. It was a group that controlled your life, made you feel like if you did anything wrong, you were going to hell. They were very intimately involved in every aspect of your life. They would tell you what to do. They would even tell you where to work, or they would strongly advise you, in how to live your life, and try to make you feel guilty if you didn't do what they said you should do. And I was in this group for about a year, and up in Illinois, and married a guy that had been in the church for 13 years, I think at that point. He had been a single brother in the church for 13 years. And so I was kind of just thrown right into it. It was like a trial by fire. I mean, I went from being an ordinary everyday heathen to being engaged to one of their single brothers. And that was a huge, huge leap. So I was expected to get with it right away. Like, well, you're new here, but you better learn quick because there's a lot you got to learn. Anyway, when I was in this group, there were a lot of things you were not allowed to do. They were very specific, especially with women, with the way you dressed. Men too, but not quite so much. With women, they were very, very critical of dress. any way you wanted to dress. They did not like for women to wear pants, or certainly not jeans. Slacks were not really okay. You were expected to wear skirts or dresses pretty much all the time unless there were extenuating circumstances. I guess if you had to do a bunch of serious yard work, they might let you put on a pair of slacks, maybe, as long as you were out there and then you had to immediately change and hope that no one saw you in your slacks. You couldn't wear sleeveless shirts. I could never, there's no way I could wear this shirt. There's no way this would not be acceptable under any circumstances. Exercising was considered vanity. If you wanted to exercise and work on your, your fitness, that's vain. No, that takes away from your time that you could be fellowshipping with the sisters or going to service or doing things for the church. That's vanity. No, you can't exercise. That's vain. You're just being vain. You're being in the world. Anything they didn't like was being in the world or of the world or worldly. And that was the last thing you ever wanted to be accused of being, was being worldly or in the world. You didn't want to be, because that's bad. That's how you go to hell. And you can laugh, but I'm telling you, when you're in the middle of it, when you are involved in a group like this and you're trying to win their approval because you want to marry one of their single brothers, it's not funny. It is a big deal. And I tried to really get that across in the book that I wrote, River Road. It's not funny. I mean, when you're in the middle of it, it is very serious. It's very serious, and you don't want to feel like you are not being accepted by these people. That's the situation I was in. Like, I'm marrying one of their brothers. I don't want to feel like I don't belong here. I want them to accept me. I want to try to do everything right. Plus, I'm a people pleaser. That made it worse. So you can't work out. If you can't wear shorts, absolutely not. If you want to go to the beach, you better have on a one piece and you better have something on over it. You have to wear something over it. And I know there are other religions like that. And I'm not talking about, I am not, disrespecting anyone. I'm just trying to explain what it was like in this group. I have complete respect for any religion. But so you would get called on the carpet if you were caught doing too many things. And on Wednesday night services was when they would call people out, because those services were not recorded. The Sunday morning and Sunday evening services were recorded and put out on the internet. And they were kind of a pioneer. This was back in the late 90s that they started putting stuff. It was like 99, 2000, they had started putting stuff on the internet. I mean, it was very rudimentary, and they would make videotapes or DVDs and send them out to people by mail if they couldn't watch it on the internet. And the internet stuff would buffer a lot. I remember it didn't work very well, but they tried. I mean, I'll give them credit for that. They really tried to keep up with, stuff like, electronic advancements or whatever. They really did. What else could you not do? You could not associate with anyone who was not in the church, including family members. If they were not a member of the church, you were strongly encouraged to avoid them as much as possible. If you had to work with people who weren't in the church, you were strongly advised to not really talk to them any more than you had to. Certainly, you would not spend time with them outside of work. You would not make friends with these people. And if you did, you would get taught. If someone found out, and they had their little spies everywhere. There was one in my building who I found out later had a key to my apartment. And when I was gone, would go into my apartment and look for things to report me for. And they would follow you. And that's one reason why they like to tell you where to work, so they could have other people working there who could watch you and make sure you're not doing anything inappropriate. Like, God forbid you make a friend who is not in the church. That's a big no-no. And when I went up there, I got a job, a really good paying job, and they wanted me to work at a store like Lens Crafters. I think it actually was a Lens Crafters. And the pay was really bad. I said, look, I already got a job. I already have a job lined up for me when I get there. And it's here. And they were really, oh, no, 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 no. But as soon as I told them the salary, they were suddenly okay with it because they knew they would be getting 10% of it as a tithe, and it would be a lot more money. And all of a sudden they're like, oh, well, on second thought, maybe it would be good for you to do that. And then you could, you could minister to people there. So yeah, you're fine with it. You find out I'm going to be making like 3 times as much at this place as I would be at Lynn's Crafters. Yeah, you're fine with it now. That's hilarious. I guess the Lord approves as long as the money is right. So I'm getting off track here. I'm sorry. So there were a lot of things that you were allowed to do. There were a lot of things you were not allowed to do. There were a lot of things you were expected to do 7 days a week. You were not. They didn't like you spending much time by yourself. I got chastised for that a lot. Even if it was reported back to them that I was going grocery shopping by myself too often, and I got called into the office. A person there called me in and had a chat with me like, I hear that, you're going on a lot of shopping trips by yourself. And they try to spin it like, well, you're new, so you didn't know, but you don't have to do that. I mean, we have sisters available at all times. I mean, all you have to do is call the church and we can find someone to go with you. We can find a sister to go with you. So you don't have to go alone, but I want to go by myself. I don't need any, I'm a grown woman. I don't need someone to hold my hand while I go to the grocery store. Well, we just encourage our sisters to not do that. It's, when you're alone, that's when, worldly things can creep into our life, and we wouldn't want that now, would we? Yeah. I got chastised a lot in my year there. And it's not funny. It was horrible. It was absolutely horrible. I felt like I couldn't do anything right. So with all that, I get into my exercise class. This one on Sundays especially. I think because it's on a Sunday. And I sit there in my mind, and I don't say this to anybody, but I just tick off in my head all of the boxes of the you're going to hell list that I am ticking off just by being in this class. I have friends in there who are all different kinds of religions. Like, you have all different kinds of faiths there. You even have people who aren't religious at all. And I'm friends with these people. I talk to them, I ask them how their vacation was, and we talk to one another and we socialize. Sometimes we even get together and we'll all meet up for lunch somewhere. And nobody asks what your religion is and think, it doesn't matter. Who cares? We're just friends from these classes, right? So I am associating with people who are not in the church. I was wearing a tank top and shorts. Like shorts. People can see your legs. So I have on a tank top and shorts. I'm going to exercise on a Sunday even. I'm like, you're going to hell twice for that. And we're listening to worldly music, like with cuss words and sexual innuendo and, some stank ass music, and just definitely not from church. These are not any hymns in this class. And we are in there slinging booty to worldly music for an hour. And I just have to laugh. And every day I wake up so happy and so grateful that I don't have to live that way anymore. I don't have anyone telling me what to do. I don't have anyone going, yeah, we need to talk. No, we don't need to talk, because I'm not doing anything wrong. Bite me. I'm going to put on my tank top and shorts. I'm going to go exercise with heathens and play worldly music. I'm going to listen to worldly music on the way there. And I am going to enjoy it. I'm going to live my life, and I'm going to enjoy it. When I left the church, when I escaped the church, I swore that I would never tolerate that again. I will never tolerate anyone telling me what to do. I will never tolerate another adult telling me how to live my life. But unfortunately, I did later go on to marry a very controlling person. And I mean very, very controlling. And I didn't see it right away. Again, I think it comes from being, the way I grew up, what I was used to. I didn't see the red flags, even though they were right in my face. And I put up with a lot more than I should have. Someone who questioned every move I made, everything I did, everything I said, my clothing choices, if I wanted to change my hair, if I wanted to put on some jewelry or makeup. Everything was proof to this person that I was just a whore and I was cheating on him. And I was constantly accused of that no matter what I did. I couldn't go anywhere without questions of, well, you left here 45 minutes ago. Why did it take you so long to get back? Can I see your receipt? Let me see the time on the receipt. I want to see what time you left the store. Well, it says here you left the store 13 minutes ago. It shouldn't have taken you more than 7 or 8 minutes to get home. That's interesting. Very interesting. Oh, no, nothing. No, I'm not saying you're a slut. The math just doesn't add up. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, here's your receipt back. That was my life for a long time. Fortunately, I woke up to it. Long story short, woke up to it, saw what it was, got the hell out of that, and again said, okay, well, yeah, you ended up living that way again, but you don't have to keep repeating the cycle. You can break the cycle. And I did a lot of reading, watching a lot of videos about narcissism, narcissistic personality disorder, and I've learned a lot, and I'm going to arm myself with information and try to prevent that from ever happening again. And that is still a promise I make to myself. I will never allow myself to exist in another situation where I have people telling me what I can and can't do. I will always be the one who decides that. And that's why I get really irrationally angry. Like, it's just not, if you didn't know all of that, you might not understand why I really bristle at anyone telling me what to do. Like, don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me what not to do. I'm done with that. I don't want to hear any more of that ever again for the rest of my life. And I will never take peace and quiet for granted again. I love it. I wake up every morning to peace and calm. And I love it. I love it. I will never take that for granted again. I will always be thankful for that. To have peace and quiet in my home. I don't dread coming home anymore. I don't have that knot in the pit of my stomach all the time anymore. That low-grade stress all the time is gone. And I will never tolerate it ever again. It's not worth it. It is not worth it. So anyway, I'm going to go in there and get ready to do a video with a giant bag of candy. I don't know what it's going to be like, but I'm going to just make a video. We're going to look at this huge bag of candy. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So yes, I am happy for peace. I am happy for freedom. I'm so happy for my freedom. And I am happy in my shorts and my tank top, and I am never going to change for anybody ever again. And if they don't accept me for who I am, then they can just hit the damn road. That's all I care about. If you can't accept me as I am, then you can beat it. You can just go. Because it's not going to work anyway. I'm not going to change for you. I wouldn't expect you to change for me. So why, you know what I mean? It goes both ways. I wouldn't come into a relationship and start telling you all the things you needed to change. Because if you need to change a whole bunch of stuff, then you're not the person for me. And vice versa. If you need to just completely break me down and build me back up to be what you want me to be, I'm not the person for you. You need to go find a kit and build the woman you want. Because I'm not going to be her. I'm not ever going to have anybody break me down again and try to rebuild me into whatever image they want me to be in. I'm not going to do it. So yes, I am very happy. Every day isn't perfect. I mean, it's life. Life is hard. Life is annoying sometimes. But overall, I love it for what it is. I'm grateful for it. I went through a lot to remove all that from my life. It was hard. It was stressful. It was scary. But it was worth every bit of it for me to have peace, for my kids to have peace, for everybody in this house to have peace. Worth every minute of it. Worth every bit. So thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful day. And I'm going to go play with Candy. I'll see you again soon.